How's everybody doing out there? I'm here in Usha village in Honduras, and I'm about to have a sit down and talk with one of my heroes, one of the people who made me go plant-based, let go of the meat, still letting go of the starch slowly. But without further ado, I just want to introduce somebody that's very important to me and to a lot of people out there that has given, with his knowledge, has given them a second chance to do so much. This is the one and only, the great Dr. Sebi.
Welcome to the principle and the perspective of Bolingo. Bolingo, in the language of the Congo, Linasa, means love. So naturally, the essence of this program today is about love. I hope that I will be to you, my audience, as useful as the young man that introduced me did for me. I have to live up to that expectation because you guys have put me in the position and the category of a hero. But guess what? We all are heroes. Every one of us come with a certain mandate to be carried out. Some expresses itself in other areas of science. Mine was the earth. It was the earth, meaning healing. So in addressing healing, one has to be extremely careful. Why? Because in the healing package, we have the allopathic at the top. We have the homeopathic second. We have Rodfin. We have the Ayurvedic. We have the yin yang. We have the macrobiotic. And we have the general herbalist. But it becomes confusing because in the package there is also chiropractic. Now, how are we going to make sense in selecting from either one of these what we really need? What is going to help us to understand that the individual that comes to us with a giving, that he's on target? How do we know that? How do we know he's telling the truth? We don't know. We just simply doesn't know. So today, our approach, hopefully, would clear up some of the myths that exist. And here it began. It began first understanding that we are a product of God, a product of nature, a product of an organic world. We are a product of life. Being that we are a product of life, common sense tells us that if I am a product of life, I am life expression. And to correct anything in me, it is necessary for it to come from life itself. Now, how do we break that down? Life. In life, we have many things. We have the ocean, we have the clouds, we have the rivers, we have the natural plants. We have natural plants. Geologically speaking, they are considered native plants. Native plants meaning that they came with nature. So did we. So, if there is a problem in addressing a condition in my body, then it may be that I am traveling east, but my ship is going west, opposite to where I should be traveling. So to understand life, disease, and the body, that they all are one, we have to just turn our eyes and begin to look at simple things, such as why the clouds, why the oceans, why the water, why the herbs. The herbs are an intricate part of this whole cosmic arrangement, the herbs. Why the herbs? When I talk about herbs, I want to make it clear. I am talking about plants that are natural. I'm not talking about aloe vera. I'm not talking about echinacea. I'm not talking about noni. I'm not talking about ginseng. I am talking about natural plants that are electrical. And they sound like this. Kokulmeka. In Jamaica they call it the iron root. I'm talking about burdock. They call it Artium lapa or bardana. I'm talking about plants like the one that was used in Russia, shepherd purse. I'm talking about yellow dot. I'm talking about proteosa. There's a difference. What is the difference? We're going to select one from each environment. By environment, I mean this. I don't want to say category. Environment. Meaning that the natural plant came with nature from God. The other plant was made in a laboratory through the process of hybridization or cross-pollination. The plant that came with nature has a carbon-based structure. The plant that came from the laboratory, not so. How could a laboratory put together or construct life? They cannot construct life. Life constructs life. So when you put these plants in your mouth that are natural, such as aloe vera and noni, we are doing so on the recommendation of people who were blind. But the one-eyed man brought these things into existence. But as we all know, the one-eyed man is king, where everybody is blind. And the one-eyed man has been leading us for exactly 500 years. The one-eyed man brought starches, glucose, uric acid, carbonic acid, cyanides, arsenides, mercury, and antimony. These are the product of the one-eyed man. But the blind man doesn't know that these things doesn't work because he's blind. He doesn't know. Blind doesn't mean that you cannot see the sky. It could mean blindness means that you are unable to process or device or just to decipher something that you are presented with. Okay? That's okay. I was there, and I'm there still. In many ways, because you already know that I don't know everything. But at least I'm opening one eye and I'm beginning to see. As I begin to open the other eye, I notice that the man that's been leading me all this time only had one eye open. I said, now, that is where the breakdown begins. The one-eyed man has been leading the blind man. He's king. But when the blind man opens both eyes, he's going to see that it is necessary to look away from the recommendations of the one-eyed man. I, and many like me, has been the recipient of the prescriptions, the recommendation, the menu of the one-eyed man. But because we did not have it all together ourselves, we had to go along with that. I'm not blaming us. My mother gave me cow milk when I was a little boy, which I had asthma. My mother gave me the foot of a cow to eat, thinking that she's nourishing her son. The foot of a cow. Then, to top it off, the head of a dead hog. Everybody in this country eat hog head. And they tell us that the reason is protein. Protein. Oh yeah, protein. From the head of a dead animal? Well, my brothers thought so. My brother believed the recommendation of the one-eyed man. So when I came from New York to visit my preacher brother, he had this dead animal head on the table. And I asked him, Pastor Gale, what are you going to do with the head of this dead animal? He said, I'm going to eat it. And you did once. I said, I did once. That is the truth. But in addition to that, what you may have overlooked is that I have been to the United States and I met some very intelligent people, people that are aware. They were not scholars. No. I just don't listen to scholars, brother. I listen to people that is aware there is a difference. You see, the scholar, he writes and he writes and he writes, never coming to a meaningful conclusion. But the individual that is aware, he follows the precepts and the arrangement of life, the cosmic procession. Once that is violated, my brother, you pay. You pay daily. You pay with your life. So I would like that as brothers, you listen to this, not to me, because I already know that you being a Christian is very difficult for you to accept a dictate from another. I understand that because I was in the Christian church and I heard the criticism. So I used to eat this hoghead. But this hoghead is going to clog your brain. It's going to upset your nervous system because it's going to deliver uric acid and fat that's going to obstruct the arteries, capillaries, and veins. But you can't see that because you were born in Honduras, like me, and this, what I'm saying, is not a product of this environment. It's a product of life. So, brother, are you going to listen or are you going to continue to follow the mandate of the one-eyed man? Which is it? Well, I tell you what, if I remember correctly, brother, you didn't go to school. I said, no, I didn't. And I'm happy because it only means that I was not trained by the stranger. I was not educated. I was not conditioned. I was left free to send my thoughts into the universe and process things, but you were educated. So you have to follow the mandate of that education. Yes, I didn't go to school, but you cannot accept that. You see, to begin with, God didn't make schools. The Maya, the Toltecs, the Olmecs, the Inca, and the black man on the continent of Africa. Did they have schools? The answer is no. But they had a very beautiful tribal society. And they made pyramids without the school. So my brother, listen to me. Do not eat this. He did. And he died 25 years ago. So, in continuing to address the subject, why did my brother die 25 years ago? Well, many would say that he died because it was the time for him to leave. And they're probably right. I was told the same thing. But there is something about that position. It's that when the doctors was diagnosing me, they told me that I was getting out of hand too. And I was getting these various fits. And when I went to see the herbalist, he said the same thing, that I was dying. And I knew it was true because I fell out. I was in a coma for 14 days at one point. So he said to me that if I follow God, that all of my troubles would disappear. But if I didn't, that I would not live to see 50. I was 30 years of age. So he also said to me that if I listen to him, Alfredo Cortez from Cuernavaca, Mexico, he said I would make babies in my 70s. I said, how could I make a baby in my 70s when I'm impotent at 30? He said, you're only impotent because you've been following the wrong message like everybody else. This Mexican knew everything. I have traveled to the various parts of the world where you're supposed to receive spiritual guidance, healing, understanding. None of that came from anywhere on the magnitude of Mexico. Yet Mexico is not a country, or it isn't a country, that is recognized for having jewels to offer. You gotta go to Tibet. You gotta go to India. You gotta go to Nepal, Kathmandu. But guess what? I've been to these countries. I didn't go to Kathmandu, Nepal, but I've been to many, many others. India, Pakistan, I've been to Russia, I've been to many countries. But when I got to Mexico, with my disease, not only was I cured, but I was shown in Mexico the life that existed that no one else showed and is showing now. The connection of the cosmic procession. One has to be part of that sequence, that life procession. I was cured in 92 days. And that's been 51 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I learned a little. This Mexican that I will never forget for the rest of my life. And when I die, he would be in my eyes. Because he knew what to do. And he didn't go to school. Alfredo was 94 years of age. And he had 2 wives. And he had never been to school. You see, there are certain things that need to be done on this planet that doesn't require school. I'm not saying that school isn't necessary for certain things, but for healing, you have to go beyond school. Because the school coming of philosophy. Out of the school came cyanide, arsenide, mercury, and antimony. These are protoplasmic poisons. These are the prescription, not the prescription so much as the compounds and the substance that they use to address the human body. That is a philosophy from the school. But the product from the non-school, now we're going to go into the organic world. Instead of cyanide, arsenide, mercury, and antimony, we have on the right, which is God, which is nature. We have phosphates, carbonates, iodides, and bromides. These are considered food and vitalizers. You see, there's a difference. There is a big difference. So when I showed my brother before he died, I said, I would like for you, please, explain this to me. Why is it that there seem to be a reluctance to obey the words of God in the Holy Bible? In the book of Genesis 1:2-9, in the book of Ezekiel 47:12, in the book of Revelation 22:1, the herbs are for the healing of the nations. You mean to tell me the Bible says that the herbs are for the healing of the nation? And you, my brother, who've been preaching for 25 years, you just overlook that? I know I'm stupid. I know I'm ignorant. According to you, academicians, I am ignorant, and I accept. But what do you call this? That the God that you worship, the God that you pray to every day, you have the strength to turn your back on what is said that you should carry out, which are the words of God, the herbs are for the healing of the nation, and you go to a doctor to get a chemical. Well, explain that, my brother. Well, the only answer that he could give me, he sent me straight to hell. But I'm alive. I'm alive 25 years later. And I was his eldest brother. I wish that he was alive. Because you know how we brothers are. We love each other. We came from the same mother that showed us love. So what was the problem? He didn't know. He, like all the preachers in the world, has no idea that the reason why they could willfully turn their back on God is like a dope addict. They've been eating cyanide for 500 years, which is worse than cocaine. If you go to the country of Nigeria and you showed my brother preachers in Nigeria to stop eating gari, you may lose your life. But gari is not a product of God. Gari is what you call the manioc root. The manioc root has arsenic and it has glucose. So why they continue to eat it? And it is garbage. They cannot help it. They've been conditioned. They cannot leave that. It is impossible for many, not for all. Because right now, in the United States, in Africa, and the Caribbean, we are galvanizing the organic family. Yes. Who are they? They're people like you and me that understands we have to leave the stars. So if you go to New Orleans after leaving Nigeria, there you're going to find something a little bit different, but just as devastating and lethal. They eat mud bugs. They call them crawfish. They eat rice and beans. They eat crabs. All these things represent death. But if you think that you could help someone in New Orleans, you're making a strange mistake. Because the food of New Orleans is so addictive that you're not going to want to leave it. And the thing with it is that make it so seductive are the spices. I know, because I still love it. But I have to yank myself away from the food of New Orleans. And from New Orleans, I love New Orleans. There is the country or city in the world that has touched my inner emotion like New Orleans, Louisiana. And to see that I grew up since 1953, when I first arrived in New Orleans, to the year 2014, I didn't know that I would grow up to see the picture that I'm seeing now, in which in New Orleans it's very difficult to heal someone. All of my friends are dead, and those that are not, they're walking with a cane. And we're only 81. So you see, we have been drugged. And in that state of intoxication, we hurt each other. Like my brother couldn't listen to me. Couldn't. Like the people that did the thing to me in Los Angeles. My ex-wife and the manager, they took my business, took my name. Now could you imagine what kind of disease is that? That they're going to take my name and make money, and then when I try to stop them, they're going to go to court to demand that they use my name, and my supposed to be daughter was involved. But my daughter had no idea what the judge did to her. The judge said to my daughter, ask her, are you his daughter? She said, yes. Are you certain that this man is your father? She said, yes. She still didn't get it. The judge was showing her, how could you be his daughter and taking the position that you're taking against him? She had to. She had to do it because my daughter is a recipient of glucose and cyanide, not to mention the uric acid. I wasn't surprised. I was not the bit surprised when my ex-wife, which was not but posed as, did what she did. We have to understand now where we are as black people, as Mexicans, as Hispanic, as white, as everybody. We have to take another look. Yes, we have to take another look. Because what we have been eating many times offend our genetical predisposition and would compel you to do things to others like they did to me in Los Angeles. But as I look at my wife and my business manager, I felt very sorry that they had to do that to live. They had to do me a harm for them to live. They took my patients and gave them the wrong prescription. Many of the patients that came to me were so sick after being treated for 2 years. I was in the office, standing in my office one morning, talking to a group of people, and a man walked in. And when I looked at the man, I said, "Sir, you're very extremely anemic." He said, "I shouldn't be." I said, "Why?" "Because I've been taking your compounds for 2 years." I said, "What?" "I don't have any patients for 2 years." I said, "Could you do me a favor? Could you bring to me the prescription that they were giving you?" He said, "Yes." When the man brought the prescription that was supposed to be addressing his disease, his prescription had nothing to do with the disease. Now, with the new approach, we have the new compounds. Last week, a woman sent, and you could get this on email, you could download this. A little boy in England had cancer of the face. They call it eczema with inflammation. Is killed. The man that had herpes, he made a statement that he was killed. The man that had AIDS was killed. I am now satisfied for the first time in 20 years that I have full control of the operation and the compounding of the product, because the people that were there, they thought that they knew, because they was doing things that I had no idea. And I'm happy that they did it, because if they had not, I would not have met Yesenia, Brenda, Jessica, Jenny, and Jenny again, and Mario. We would not be together. And why I mention these names? Because these names, and I can't forget Jordanos. She's the African. We have a family now that I trust implicitly. So yes, we're talking about disease and the manifestation of disease. What you're capable of doing, not only of offending someone like me, you will offend yourself by blowing your brains out. So ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the many chapters that you will be listening to and reading to that will help you to travel in this world in a way that would be less stressful. Why? We don't have to lie. We don't have to steal. We don't have to embezzle like was done to me. You don't have to do that. I'm 81. There isn't anyone on the planet that would point the finger at me and say, "He did this." No. I think I would bury myself alive. But it was done to me. But as you know, only winners win.